Hello everyone! Welcome to Kawagata Wedding Special. I know I said it's going to come out before summer holidays. It didn't. But hey, it's still good, like for my standard. It's still coming out on time. So, let's get into it, shall we? Second married ship. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You're keeping this channel alive and going. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy. Darling, breathe. Taichi gasped for air, realizing he did indeed stop breathing some time ago. But even something as natural and simple as breathing seemed to be difficult that day. In just a few hours, they were about to read their vows to each other and bind themselves together for life. And while the prospect was everything Taichi ever wished for, the panicked voice in his head couldn't be silenced since early in the morning. He raked his fingers through his hair, feeling his hand trembling even when Hayato entwined their fingers together. It's okay, sweetheart, nothing to panic about. Everything is ready and checked, everyone is taken care of, nothing can go wrong. Taichi whined quietly. There was so much that could go wrong in those few hours. Even the next 10 minutes could bring some unforeseen catastrophe that would ruin the day. Hayato, ever the optimistic force of nature, didn't seem to take it into the account, but... Tai, I'm serious. You don't have to worry about anything. Gentle hands cupped his face, making him look straight into the dark chocolate eyes. I'll take care of everything that might happen, okay? I won't let anything ruin our day, I promise. But what if something happens that you can't do anything about? Like weather or... Tai, what's this about, He caressed Taichi's cheeks, suddenly becoming serious. What are you actually scared of? Taichi paused. Now that Hayato asked, he wasn't sure what the voice in his mind was trying to warn him about. He knew everything was taken care of. Venue decor, food, drinks, music, aka Goshiki with his speakers, all was ready for their wedding. Guests were already here and mingling together, Hayato's teammates and their old Shiratorizawa team with their partners alike. The Yamagata family made sure he was comfortable the whole weekend. They were surrounded by the most important people, their friends and family. And yet... A shiver ran down his spine, his throat tightening when an image of his family attending flashed through his mind. A second later, he found himself in the warmest of embraces, the gentle words whispered into his ear grounding him back down. Shh. It's okay, they aren't here. We didn't invite them, remember? They won't bother you. How Hayato knew what he was thinking about, he wasn't sure. Perhaps he ended up developing a sixth sense or some mind-reading powers throughout the years. Taichi wouldn't put it past him. But he was right. The Kawanishi family wasn't invited as a cautionary measure, though Taichi doubted they would bother coming even if they were. Perhaps just his sister, though even that was uncertain. It was for his own good, Taichi knew that. Just imagining his father sitting in the front row, scowling during the happiest day of his life and potentially ruining it, terrified Taichi to no end. However, that didn't stop the occasional jab of his mind telling him he was a disgrace of a son for not inviting his family to his wedding. Taichi, look at me. He listened without hesitation, startled by Hayato's serious tone. Sorry, I should stop worrying already. It's just... I can't stop thinking about everything that might ruin this, and... It's scary. I don't want to start our married life with a disaster. I don't want you to have regrets. Hayato's lips parted before he flashed him one of his bright smiles, chuckling softly as he pulled Taichi back into his arms. Oh, sweetie, as if some minor inconvenience would make me rethink something I was dead set on for years. He pulled away a bit, just enough to bring their lips together. Even if today ends up as a complete disaster, as long as I get to put the ring on your finger, I'll be happy. So don't worry about anything, okay? It's our day, and no one and nothing can ruin it. Taichi's vision hazed, and for the first time in several days, the annoying voice in his head stayed silent. That was Hayato for you, and Taichi was soon about to call himself the luckiest person in the world for having such an incredible husband. He didn't realize he was smiling until Hayato pinched his cheek, grinning. There, much better. That's what I like to see. Did you know you are the most beautiful person in the world when you smile? You tell me all the time. But today is special, so I need to say it more. He stood up on his tiptoes, claiming Taichi's lips again, once, twice, 3 times, stealing Taichi's breath and the ground under his feet. And Taichi led him, willing to have his breath stolen over and over again if it meant they could stay like this for just a few seconds longer. Alas, Hayato pulled away too soon, perhaps from consideration for his health and the lack of oxygen in his already faulty blood, leaving Taichi panting and red. You are so cruel sometimes. Just for you, my love. Come on, let's get ready so I can finally show you off to everyone. Oh, and Noriko said she has something for you, so stop by her room when you have time, Oh, alright. But let me know if... Tai, settle down, okay? I'll take care of everything. He gave him one last soft smile and an even softer kiss before he made his way out of the room. Taichi's lips still tingled, the feeling spreading warmth through his whole body. Right, they were together in this, and from today on, it was about to be official. And he couldn't wait. The hallway was surprisingly quiet for Yamagata's family standard as Taichi made his way towards the older Hayato's sister's room. Slightly anxious while wondering what she could have for him, he knocked on the door, taking a deep breath just as the door flew open and he was welcomed by a blinding smile of the Yamagata's youngest. Taichi! Come in, don't be shy! Before he could even open his mouth, he was mercilessly dragged inside, the door closing behind him feeling a bit like a lion cage being shut. Chill out, Mai, or poor Taichi is going to have a panic attack from you. Mai pouted at her sister, but then grumbled a quiet apology and let go of Taichi's hand. Sorry, I'm just excited you are finally getting married. Though I still don't get what you see in our dumbass of a brother. Despite her words, there was fondness in her voice only used for their brother, and Taichi couldn't help but smile. No matter how much the siblings squabbled and teased each other, the bonds between them were strong. Unlike him and his sister. Taichi? He snapped his head back up, realizing he spaced out. 2 pairs of worried eyes watched him like hawks, but instead of feeling like their prey, he felt secure, just like with Hayato. Is everything okay? You suddenly look sad. Is it nerves? You don't have to be nervous. Everything will be fine. Hayato will take care of it. And if not him, then we will. Taichi's heart fluttered. He really got lucky with sharing his life with Hayato, Not only because of his person, but because of the awesome family he was marrying into as well. It's okay. I just remembered something. Hayato said you had something for me. Oh, right. She reached behind her chair and pulled out a small paper bag bound over with a purple ribbon. It should technically go to Hayato, but we talked with Mom and we would like you to have it for the ceremony. With a bated breath, Taichi opened the bag, his mind short-circuiting for a second when he pulled out a beautiful silver brooch with a flower made of tiny red and blue gems. The sisters smiled fondly. It was our dad's lucky charm. He wore it on his wedding day, and then my husband on our wedding day too. So now it's your turn. Taichi was rendered speechless, unable to form even a coherent thought. As if in a dream, he brushed his fingers along the delicate design, his hands trembling a bit when the full meaning of the gift settled with him. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Mai giggled and threw herself around him, soon joined by Noriko too. You're part of our family now, with everything that belongs to it. Does that mean family gatherings? I'm sure we'll figure out something that's going to be comfortable for you. Taichi relaxed into the hug, holding back with everything he had to not start crying before the ceremony. The evening chill bit into his exposed skin as he settled on the small patio in front of their venue, the music and lively chatter inside muffled by the glass door. Surprisingly enough, he didn't feel overwhelmed like he usually did in crowds when there wasn't a bar in between them, but this time he just wanted to take a breather and think. The echo of their wedding vows still sounded in his head, the words chasing tears into his eyes once again. You are the most gentle, most beautiful soul I have ever met. I will love and cherish you for all eternity, in good and bad, through every hardship fate might throw our way. I'll stand by your side for as long as we live, as your support and a shield. He let out a strangled chuckle, wiping his eyes. How did he even come up with that? It sounds like something straight out of a cheesy romance movie. Having a moment without me? He didn't turn around and just smiled, knowing just from the sound of footsteps who was behind him. Soon, Hayato plopped down on the stair next to him, wrapping him in a warm embrace. Is someone looking for me? Yeah, me. I was worried when you suddenly disappeared. I'm sorry. I needed to take a moment to absorb everything. A soft laugh bubbled in Hayato's throat. He pulled Taichi even closer, rubbing some warmth back into his skin. I get that. It's a lot to take in for one day, isn't it? Yeah, but I would never change. He looked up, mesmerized by how Hayato's eyes sparkled thanks to the chain of fairy lights above them. He was indeed part of the Yamagata family now, last name and all. The man he loved more than the world itself was now his husband. They got to spend their lives together, until death did them part, whenever that might be. But he didn't want to think of that. Not now, when he finally got to experience the bliss of marrying his beloved. I'm so happy I get to be with you. He sighed contentedly when Hayato nuzzled into his neck. I'm too. You made me the happiest guy in the world, you know. Taichi's heart skipped a beat at that, despite hearing the most romantic declaration of love just a few hours ago. This, however, was different. Gentle, adoring. devoted. He turned his hand a bit to catch the glow of the fairy lights, the glimmering silver ring now joined by another plain band, which, however, held an even deeper meaning than the sparkling gem. It's just as beautiful as you. Blushing hard, Taichi smacked his shoulder, much to Hayato's amusement, judging by the ringing laughter that got on his nerves constantly. In other words, the most beautiful sound he knew. Should we go back? Or do you want to sit here for a while? Can we stay here? Please. A soft kiss landed on his lips, and then he was pulled back into the warmest embrace imaginable. Of course, my dear. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I just realized I never actually read the wedding itself. Like, it's always before the wedding and at the end of the wedding, let's say. But like, I don't know how Japanese style weddings work, so I'm not going to go into it just yet, probably. And I think the feelings surrounding the whole thing are a bit more interesting than the ceremony itself. So yeah, I think I will continue in this style of wedding writing. It just works quite well for me. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time!